In the quiet suburbs of Indianapolis, where tree-lined streets and neatly trimmed lawns paint a picture of safety and comfort, life often moves at a gentle, predictable pace. Families gather for backyard barbecues, children ride their bikes after school, and neighbors greet each other with friendly waves. It's the kind of place where most people feel secure, far removed from the chaos of the outside world. But in the fall of 2024, that sense of security was shattered by a disturbing revelation that would send shockwaves far beyond the city limits. Morgan D. Stapp, a 32-year-old mother of 7, suddenly found herself at the center of a criminal investigation that would grip the nation's attention. The story quickly became headline news, as details emerged that seemed almost too shocking to believe. Stapp was accused of attempting to sell her own children, a charge that exposed a dark and deeply troubling secret behind the facade of a struggling family. The case forced the community and the nation to confront the reality that even the most ordinary-looking homes can hide unimaginable pain and desperation. The initial discovery came through Snapchat, a social media platform designed for fleeting, light-hearted moments between friends. But in this case, it became the unlikely stage for an unthinkable crime. What was meant to be a space for harmless communication was instead used to facilitate something truly sinister. Investigators uncovered explicit messages and photos, allegedly sent from Stapp's account, in which she offered her infant daughter for sexual exploitation in exchange for $400. The evidence was both overwhelming and deeply disturbing, painting a picture of calculated manipulation and exploitation. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered over 81 separate instances where similar offers had been made. Each message was a chilling reminder of the dangers that can lurk behind the screens we use every day. In just 3 days, thousands of messages had been sent, an avalanche of digital communication that left investigators stunned by the sheer scale and speed of the crime. The arrest of Morgan Stapp brought to light the hidden dangers lurking in the digital age, forcing families everywhere to question how well they truly know what happens behind closed doors, and behind the screens their loved ones use every day. As the world watched in disbelief, Indianapolis became the epicenter of a story that no one could have imagined, a chilling reminder that sometimes the most shocking discoveries happen where we least expect them. Snapchat's involvement in the Stapp case highlights technology's double-edged sword. On one hand, platforms like Snapchat offer a space for people to connect, share moments, and communicate instantly across distances. On the other, these same platforms can be misused, sometimes becoming tools for those with harmful intentions. The Stapp case is a stark reminder of how technology can both empower and endanger. While social media connects us, it can also enable crime. The very features that make these apps appealing, anonymity, instant sharing, and disappearing messages, can be exploited by those seeking to hide their actions. Families and friends often use these platforms to stay in touch, but the risks are real, especially for younger users who may not fully understand the dangers lurking online. In this case, Snapchat's monitoring flagged disturbing activity, triggering a report to law enforcement. The platform's automated systems are designed to detect suspicious behavior, such as the sharing of illegal content or predatory communication. When these red flags are raised, companies like Snapchat are required by law to alert authorities, helping to prevent further harm. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children received the tip, setting off a multi-agency investigation. This organization acts as a crucial hub, coordinating between tech companies, local police, and federal agencies. Their swift response can mean the difference between a case going cold and a victim being rescued. Forensic analysis of Snapchat logs and IP addresses provided irrefutable evidence, despite Stapp's claims of hacking. Digital forensics experts meticulously traced the origin of messages, piecing together a timeline of events. Every login, message, and IP address left a digital fingerprint, making it nearly impossible to fabricate an alibi or shift blame. The ability to trace online activity proved crucial in building the case. Investigators followed the digital breadcrumbs, reconstructing Stapp's actions step by step. This process not only identified the perpetrator but also helped rule out innocent parties, ensuring that justice was served based on facts, not speculation. This case shows how technology, often blamed for crime, can also be a powerful tool for justice. Digital evidence is now a cornerstone in modern investigations, providing clarity and accountability in ways that were impossible just a few decades ago. The courtroom is no longer limited to physical evidence. Now, data can speak volumes. For Stapp, her digital trail was impossible to erase. Every action online left a mark, ultimately leading investigators to the truth. The Stapp case is a powerful example of how, in the digital age, technology can be both a shield and a spotlight, protecting the vulnerable and exposing the guilty. The timeline of the Morgan Stapp case reveals how quickly suspicion turned to arrest. It began in early November 2024, when Snapchat's report sparked an FBI investigation. By November 11th, Stapp was interviewed, claiming her account was hacked. Investigators soon found ongoing activity on her account, contradicting her story. In December, police obtained a search warrant and gathered damning digital evidence. Her children were removed from her custody, and by July 2025, Stapp was arrested at home. Her first court appearance marked the start of a closely watched legal battle. The Stapp investigation showcased the power of agency collaboration. The FBI and Indianapolis police combined resources, navigating digital forensics and vast data. Child protection agencies acted swiftly, removing the children for their safety. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children lent expertise, supporting the investigation. Effective communication and unified action led to swift results. This case proved that teamwork is essential in tackling complex crimes. Digital evidence was the backbone of the case against Stapp. Her hacking claims fell apart as investigators traced over 7,000 messages and 81 offers to her home's IP address. Selfies and images, time-stamped and geolocated, placed her at the scene. The digital trail left little doubt about her involvement. Forensics provided a clear, indisputable narrative of her actions. Modern technology gave investigators the tools to dismantle her web of deceit. In today's world, digital evidence often holds the key to justice. Morgan Stapp's family background added a unique layer of complexity to the case, shaping not only her daily life but also the challenges she faced. Growing up and raising her own children in a modest home, Morgan's world was defined by both love and hardship. The walls of her house, lined with family photos, told a story of resilience in the face of adversity. As a stay-at-home mother of 7, Morgan's days were filled with endless responsibilities. She juggled the demands of parenting, household chores, and the constant worry of making ends meet. Financial struggles were a daily reality, forcing her to rely on government assistance and take on gig work whenever possible. The stress of stretching every dollar, paying bills late, and making difficult choices about necessities weighed heavily on her mind. Living alone, Morgan bore the immense responsibility of raising her children without a partner by her side. While her elderly parents offered what help they could, their support was limited by their own health and resources. The burden of caring for 7 children, often with little rest or relief, left Morgan physically and emotionally exhausted. These hardships, while never an excuse for any actions, provide important context for understanding a life lived under relentless pressure. The constant stress, isolation, and fear of failing her children created an environment where hope was often in short supply. In December 2024, the removal of her children by social services marked a devastating turning point. The once lively home became eerily quiet, deepening Morgan's sense of isolation and plunging her into a profound depression. The absence of her children, who were her entire world, left her feeling lost and powerless. When her children briefly returned in June 2025, there was a glimmer of hope for reunion and healing, but that hope was shattered just a month later, when Morgan was arrested and her children were once again taken from her arms. The cycle of loss and trauma seemed unending. Morgan's story is not just about one family's struggle. It reflects the broader, often invisible challenges faced by many families living in poverty, where mental health issues, financial strain, and the lack of a support system can combine to create overwhelming obstacles. Her circumstances highlight the urgent need for compassion, understanding, and systemic change. The Stapp case exposes the dark side of the digital age, how easily technology can be twisted for exploitation. Snapchat, meant for connection, became a tool for unspeakable acts. Social media's anonymity allows predators to operate with alarming ease. Tech companies now use advanced algorithms to detect and report abuse, but the challenge is immense. The case underscores the need for constant vigilance and cooperation between tech firms, law enforcement, and the public. As exploitation tactics evolve, so must our strategies to fight them. Protecting children online requires relentless innovation and commitment. The STAP case teaches us about the intersection of technology, crime, and our duty to protect children. Proactive monitoring by tech companies like Snapchat can make all the difference. Multi-agency collaboration is vital for swift justice and victim protection. The community must stay alert, report suspicious behavior, and support victims. Robust support systems for vulnerable families can prevent exploitation before it starts. Prevention, education, and compassion are our best defenses. The lessons are clear: vigilance and collaboration save lives. In the wake of the STAP case, it's crucial to know where to turn if you suspect child abuse or exploitation. The National Domestic Violence Hotline offers support at 800-799-7233 or by texting START to 88788. The Indiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence provides a 24-hour hotline at 800-332-7385. For child abuse cases, call the Indiana Child Abuse Hotline at 800-800-5556. The National Sexual Assault Hotline is also available for victims of exploitation. Reporting abuse can save lives. Silence is not an option. Protecting children is everyone's responsibility, and these resources are here to help.